Namaste, beautiful yogis. Welcome to Ali Kamenova Yoga. I'm Ali, and today we're doing Longevity 10. I'm embarked on a month-long now series called Longevity, based on the idea that a lot of short cardio bursts, something that I used to do way in the past, in some of the first yoga classes that I was posting on YouTube. A lot of cardio with some twists and some yoga with some fluid or somatic movement. Each class has a little bit of a different approach, but overall the idea is that we're gonna do some short cardio to open up the stagnant places in the body, some squatting to strengthen the lower body, because that is the strongest indicator of longevity, having stronger lower body, stronger legs, stronger glutes. Fragility in old people is often connected to a shortened lifespan. I think that is a statistical maybe conclusion, but in general, a weaker lower body leads to more injuries, less activity, etc. So upkeeping with the lower body strength is fantastic. Now, that maybe doesn't apply exactly directly to everybody, that especially if you're in your 20s and 30s, but it's really powerful to keep strengthening the lower body in different ways, not just machines or not just yoga or not just cardio, but all of it, with some somatic and movement and fluid movement in it, so the body learns to move in different vectors, directions. So that is the idea of these classes. We're going to do lower body strength, some cardio squats. They're very powerful. The reverberation sends message to the skeletal system to build bone, osteoblast. Really powerful for bone density upkeep or maintenance, or just even building bone density, especially if you're younger, because your body responds to your activity. If you're constantly jumping, your body adapts to that type of activity and wants to support you in that activity. So over time, when you do it correctly, over time you're gonna build stronger bone. Also, cardio tends to open up the channels, fluid movement, some of the twists. We're going to do a few twists today as well. It opens up the fascia. If the fascia is not healthy, it gets dehydrated in places, and then the interstitial fluid, the water in the interstitium, doesn't move as freely. Now, I feel that water, as you know, I actually on my social media profiles, I post a lot about water, not all the time, but I reshare Beth Austin's work, fascia posts, not all the time. So you may have seen it, you may not, but I really, in periods, in long stretches, I obsess over studying water, studying fascia, because fascia seems to be the key to a lot of how the body works, the memory of water or the intelligence of water. And I don't even need the quotations, because I feel there is going to be so many discoveries in that field going forward. But it is something that helps our body move as an intelligent unit, exist as an intelligent unit. The secret is in the water, I feel, in the healthy water in the body. So when fascia gets dehydrated, water doesn't move through that area, so there isn't communication. And that innate intelligence of water is not moving through there. They connect the interstitium and fascia, the interstitium in fascia, as what actually is the basis of how the Chinese medicine meridian work. When you have a acupuncture needle here, and that communicates instantaneously here or something like somewhere else in the body, that is because it's how the fascia communicates. It's a big network of communication that how it transmits communication is through the water. So that is the basis of the classes. I'm kind of giving you a summary because I think I'm going to put this one on YouTube. The entirety of those longevity classes are on my website, but I wanted to summarize and put one here for the community. For today's class, prepare a block. I'm not going to use it too much. In some of the classes I did for balancing the hips and the shoulders, but we'll use it some. And dumbbells, or you can, if you don't have dumbbells, you can prepare 2 water bottles. I will do a little bit of hip balancing today, some cardio, as I said, some squatting, and I'll shoot for a shorter class. And if you want to see the variety of classes, come. I'm still posting every single Sunday. I post a new schedule with 2 brand new classes on my website. I haven't been here enough to let you know about it, but I'm still there, going strong. We're having fun. I'm really exploring more and more the somatic side of things, the body awareness side of things, how we can tune in deeper and deeper, because we can't keep doing the same thing over and over, the same yoga poses for years and expect massive breakthroughs. I think yoga has its limitations, and it's a beautiful and amazing tool, but not the only tool one should use. So that's why I use everything else, and I explore, I continuously learn, and I share what I learn and what the explorations with you. Let's begin, and let's flow with love, strength, and ease. Starting with hopping in place. All right, so now you're gonna hop your feet in front of you. You can tap on the block. And I might have to lose my palm fronts at high knees because it's flipping and flopping. High knees. All right, jogging in place. High heels. And mini lunge, getting up, mini lunge up. Changing sides, left leg forward, mini lunge. All right, now mini lunge to squat, change, alternating mini lunge to squat. Lunge, squat, lunge, squat. Crisscrossing. And scissors. And shuffle or quick. All right, now hop in place, more with the intention of landing on your heels and just shaking everything out. Great. First squat, grab one or both weights. I'll take one 8-pound dumbbell. And we are going to take nice squat stance. Lower down, knees out, Don't buckle the knees, and we're gonna hop up. If you feel unsure about low squat, just half thighs parallel to the floor and hop. 1, 2, 3, 4, punch forward. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This has become, the title for the next one has become my favorite lunge. We're going to step onto the right leg, take the left leg across, and cross back lunge, heel lift on the front on the right side, and come up, and come up again onto the toes, shoulder press. So one move, cross back lunge, biceps curl, shoulder press onto the tippy toes. You don't have to go onto the tippy toes in the final segment if it's very difficult for you, but try. Balancing is the other predictor of longevity. It does come from strong legs. I have a little bit of a cold here, but my energy seems to be just about the same, and it's my shooting day, so I figured, and the weather is so good today. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Opposite side. So try to have your left knee over the left ankle, not in front, not over the toes or beyond the toes, and really focus. Lifting the heel activates the quads. It's really powerful. I don't think people have discovered this genius lunge. It's my discovery when I travel and I'm looking for the ultimate shortcut. What should I do in 10 minutes a day? I lost count. Let's say 5, 6, stick it, 7, 8, 9. Grab both weights, and we're gonna do a wide squat, deadlift, straight back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Onto the right leg, to step your left leg back, back lunge again onto the tippy toes, and as you come up again on the tippy toes, a biceps curl. You don't have to you don't have to complete with a eyebrow scratch. 1, and squeeze the muscles. 2, stick it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Opposite side. Confident 1, especially when you're doing balancing poses. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now staggered squat to round this off. Right foot forward, left foot staggered back. All the weight is on the right. Lower down, this is a deadlifting motion. So your back is straight, tracing the shin bone with your weight. And as you come up, shoulder flies. Secure your stance so your core is connected, your back is straight, and you're hinging at the hips. And all your weight is on the right leg. You're really not using your left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Opposite side. Stagger. 1, 2. Push through that left heel. 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. All right. One more, and that will be our kind of lower upper body dumbbell training for today. I want to keep it full body. Step onto the right foot, stagger, but with a cross. So we're gonna go 1 and reverse biceps curl. 2, stagger the hips, stagger, push them back, push the knee back. 3, push through the heel. 4, the heel activates the glutes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and excellent. 10. Opposite side. Push through that heel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. All right, you can leave the weights behind, grab your block and place your block between your thighs, somewhere above the knees. And let's take chair. Now the gentle squeeze of the block balances, evens out the hips. If you have a rotated hip, inward, outward, up, down, lift it, it tends to snatch everything back in alignment. Now the hips control the hips of course communicate with the shoulders, higher hip, lower shoulder, always. Rotate your hip, rotate your shoulder. So when you balance the hips, you're gonna notice that also in your shoulders. Not in the moment of balancing the hips, but overall in your posture. We are mostly right hand dominant, some of you are left hand dominant, so that side is the strong side, the masculine side for me. And for a lot of people, the right is the masculine, the paternal side. So balancing them is really powerful for obviously the mind, the emotions, and the physical structure. So squeeze and take a nice chair. Feel the strength of your muscles, the back. All right, a little hop. 1, 2, 3, lift those toes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10, and hold. Let's take the block. Press your hands into it. This was something I did in some of the longevity classes. It's juicy. Press your hands and take your left leg back into a twist. Pressing the block, it really unlocks the locked up parts of your back. Press that back heel away from you. And come up in high lunge. Stand up on the right leg. Take your left knee up. Squeeze the block in front of your chest. Twist here. Back to center. Step the right foot back. Lengthen to the crown of the head. Twist. Use the block and that squeezing action of the block to open up the back and chest, to drop the shoulders. Press the back heel away from you. And high lunge. Come up onto one leg. Press the block in front of your chest. Twist here. And release and shake it out. Drop onto the heels and shake it out, shake it out. So dropping onto your heels is essential here to create that shaking, shamanic shaking, reverberation effect. I have a 40-minute class shaking and some 10-minute shaking included in other classes. So if you particularly feel drawn to shaking, you can find them across my YouTube or website. So you're dropping on the heels and letting everything drop off of you in a sense. It's a letting go type of motion. There's no alignment here other than dropping on the heels. All right. Woo. Hot. Yesterday I was freezing my butt out here. Today, sauna. Step at the front. Inhale, reach. That's March weather for us. It's one day it's real angry, one day real happy. It's called Baba Marta in Bulgarian. It's the old Fascia lady who's very moody and you want to appease her. And reach back, arch. Exhale. Forward fold. Shake your head. Smile. Let your head be heavy, your neck letting go. This is like an inversion boots here. Only the boots are the hips. You're hinging off of the hips. You can bend the knees if your hamstrings are preventing you from a easy forward fold. So it should feel somewhat relaxing here. So you can always bend as much as you need so that you can hang your upper body off of your legs. Kind of like a rich hanging. All right, let's grab the toes. We're gonna place our hands underneath the toes. If that's too far for you, you can just grab your toes with your fingertips. And we're going to sit back in a yogic squat and straighten out. One, when you're straightening the legs out, breathe into your upper back here. We're opening up the upper back, the spine. A few of those. Originally, I started the longevity series not just as squat jumps, but also using some of those Chinese, Russian approach to warm up. This will go into that category. Moving all the joints, lubricating, so to speak, moving water to the crook. Is it called crooks and crannies or something? All right, remove your hands from there. Take a wide stand here, feet outside of the mat, straight back. And we're going to drop the left hand down, right arm up. Parallel change. Speaking of this type of warm up. Eastern approach. A few more of those. Today has to be one of the most beautiful days I've seen here. The sky is just silk, blue silk. I haven't seen it like that. A few more. All right. Whew. And now you can hang. Just hang. Wrap your wrists around the elbows. And hang for a moment here. I'm moving my hips side to side just because I feel like that. That's kind of the feedback from the body. I lean into areas, but you can stay steady here. I just lean into one hip and I open up the vertebra. Lean into the other, open up the spaces there. I'm going consciously, I'm not just moving through the motions. I'm tuned into the area. All right, time for our favorite pose, plank. Hold it. Push your heels away from you. Bring your right hand in the center, left hand by your legs or hips, and jump to the front, and hop up, and jump back. A few more of those. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ooh, deep squat. I feel the quads. And plank. Side plank on the right hand, hold it. Let's do knee tucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Step your left foot to the front. Open up here, drop the right knee down and just feel it. Let's take warrior two on the left side. Reverse it. Side angle. And left hand down, side plank. Knee crunches. Knee to elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Step the right foot forward. And stretch here. Low lunge. Keeping that right knee behind the heel or above the heel. And lift your back knee off, drop the back heel down and take warrior two on this side. Feel into that pose. It's funny because I told you I have a coat. I feel it less less and less as I'm in the sun and moving. I'm sure when I'm not in the sun it will come back, but it's very healing to move in the sun and to just kind of soak it all up, the warmth. All right, reverse it. Side angle. Stretch it, lengthen. And here we're going to walk the hands to the center, open the feet out, take plie. Horse stance. Let's twist side to side. I had for all 10 classes in the longevity different theme each and every class. Here I'm kind of making it into a fusion for you. So a little bit of the different themes of the program. All right, we are about to go on the floor, but before we do, grab your weights and we're gonna do a stagger squat jump. So you're gonna lead with the right leg, stagger, put all your weight onto the right leg. Squat, hop with a punch. Now if punch is too much, hold it. It depends on the weight of your, on how heavy your weight is for your upper body, shoulder, etc. And push off of that right leg only. The other one is just for balance so you don't tip over. 3, 4. If this bothers your knee, you can just do a lunge jump or a lunge hold. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, opposite side. stagger it. So the hips are even, you're not tilting like that. You're trying to maintain that square alignment. 1, off of the left leg now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a form of a squat jump. Leave it behind and let's sit down. Bring your block between your legs and hold here in both poses. Really engage that lower belly, upper belly, pelvic floor. And let's take one arm up, back to center, right arm up, or whichever one is alternating for you. And we're gonna lay down. You can slowly lay down in this fashion, or safer, on your side and on your back. We're gonna bring the block between the knees and activate the core further with pelvic tilts. Typically I shoot towards sunset, but today we have to do a bunch of stuff, so I'm shooting in the very heat of the day, and the sun is really healing, but I need my hat. But the sun is absolutely juicy. All right, so you're gonna do pelvic tilt. Squeeze the block. Do your pelvic tilt the way we do them, lowering the lower back onto the floor, lifting the tailbone slightly, lifting the pelvis, and engaging all the lower belly muscles, plus mula bandha. Try, experiment, try work with the subtleties here. It's not about a big move, if any, but a whole lot of muscular detailed work can happen here. This is kind of the beginning of somatics, if you ask me. If I'm to teach a somatics course, I will probably base, for a full, complete, absolute beginner, I will probably base one of the first classes, maybe not the first one, on the pelvis. And I'll tell you why not the first one. The pelvis is really good for the first one, except for when there is dissociation. A lot of people, they have trauma in the body, dissociate, so the pelvis takes a while to reconnect to re-embody. So it might not be the first place to work with if a person has not a full connection to the body. It's if the connection is weak, if there is disassociation, which we all do have. It's called living, but there is a level of it which becomes a trauma stored in the body. That's why we did the shaking. All right, now hold the pelvic tilt with mula bandha. Just hold it for a breath or 2 or 3. Squeezing your block. And let's lift the legs up with the block. And we're going to reach forward here with the hands. Squeeze the block. Open the arms out. Lay down, and we're gonna lower the legs to the right. Come up, opposite side. I'm going off of the block. Once I tilt it, I stop moving. So I'm lowering, 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 and once my body wants to tilt the block like that, that means my hips are not even anymore, so I stop there and move over to the other side. So this is even hip movement. A few more. And remove the block. We're going to do leg bicycles, only leg bicycles. Reach forward with your hands and just bicycle your legs a little bit on the slower side so that there is more precision here in what you feel. Lower back on the floor and really feel your core. It's not super slow, but it's well felt. And here we're going to bring the right knee in, left leg up. Bend the left leg and dip the toes. This is the beginner version of this exercise. I'll keep it at the beginner today, I think, just because I'm making this class, I'm planning to make this class public, to draw things back to the very foundational move here in this particular pose. So your lower back is on the floor, you're holding your right knee in, and you're only working with the left knee toe dips, left toe dips, left side toe dips. Really feeling. You don't want to do this. You don't want to just move your leg and just think about, I don't know, lunge. But I want you to lower, feel that lower core and lift back up. This is a lot of pelvic floor, lower belly muscles. And opposite side, and it's not just lower belly. If you touch your upper core, it's totally contracted, it's totally working. But this is a really good way to activate muscles that sometimes, if you can compensate, they will let go and you do this move with just the hip flexors. And you don't want that. All right, last one. I really like this one. I do it when I have only 10 minutes to work out. I do some jumping, and then this one. You're just seemingly doing nothing. Open the legs, close the legs. But somatically speaking, this is a really good exercise. For me, it's absolutely amazing. If I'm to do just one thing for 10 seconds, I'll do this. Because I really get to connect to all the lower belly muscles. And as long as you work out consistently, even, it sounds crazy, but even 10 seconds is enough of deep core work. Of course, every so often I throw in a longer one when I shoot. But you don't have to do grueling work. As long as you really tune in and do things with intention, with precision, awareness, and connection. All right, ooh, so good. And we're gonna do pigeon. Open up, lengthen, lower down. And breathe into the hip and spine, the tailbone area, all the muscles, the glutes. Just breathe. And relax, release, let the muscles lengthen. Let the fascia become more fluid. Shake it out. Opposite side, set up. Lengthen. Lower down. And coming up, shake it out. Double pigeon. So this is probably the longest class in the longevity series. I made a point to keep them short, but it's also the closing class, so it's almost, I'm keeping a few different elements from the different classes I explored. Twists in one, more jumping in another. So they all had a somatic in another. So here we have a little bit of different things. I feel it's a well-rounded class in its genre. So double pigeon, flex your feet. And again, I find it very important to tune into the small muscles, the spine. To open up spaces, to let go of tension. Opposite side. Move your breath into the spaces, the dark spaces, where there is no the light of water. We produce infrared light inside, so there is also, I was listening to Jack Rose about light receptors inside the body where there is no contact with the sun, and that is because the cells internally produce light. So we have internal light production. So when we say we're beings, light beings, we're speaking physiologically correctly. And then there is another study. All right, now open. Spread the legs open and wide-legged forward fold. There's another study about Parkinson's not being prominent, very low percentage to know on the equator, because the light there of the sun is so strong that most people have enough melanin in the skin, and melanin tends to be present in the most important tissues in the brain, in the inner ear, eye of course, and the eye is an extension to the brain, the skin, the hair, etc. So when the thinking is, when a person doesn't accumulate enough melanin from the sun on the skin, for the functions in the body, different processes go in the body from that melanin, it pulls it from the brain because the brain is layered with melanin. That's from Jack Krus's talks, and other people talk about that. So the 10 that we accumulate throughout the year is very important for brain function. So again, that loops back into light. And in spiritual science, the sun is the highest consciousness. There is a lot to go deeper into that. And side to side stretch. And slowly bring your legs in and shake them. I went on this natural fibers journey, and I've told you these are 95% linen and elastin, so they're real stretchy, and if you touch them you would not guess this is linen. I really went hard for the natural fibers. This is a Madagascar palm front hat, and so far it's fantastic. I got wool slippers. It's been great to just adorn the body in natural fiber. All right, easy pose, and just bring your awareness here into this general area from the heart to the third eye, even the crown chakra, and create some sort of an intention. We create from intention, from vision. So create some sort of intention either for the rest of your day or just your general direction. What do you wanna put your energy into? What do you want the sum of your work to create? Say for the next month, for the next year, however you wanna frame it for you, because you may have a task for the day to clean up your house or to sort out your closet. Or you might have a general direction that you haven't even started that is bubbling out of you. And it's good to really see it well, because once we have a vision, we create from there. This is not the wishy-washy manifestation kind of new age talk. This is more about moving intentionally through life with, whether it be prayer or surrender to guidance. So everything that we do is for the highest good of you and humanity. So we're serving the good. We're contributing. So create a vision, even if it doesn't seem like something you can create right now, but it is in the burning desire of your heart, and it is in alignment with your higher self, with good. And hold that vision. It can be detailed, it can be vague, it can be just a color if you're not very much into visions, but how you want to move forward. So because intention is so important. I have been creating a new intention for my yoga lessons, and it's very new. You may not think it's new when I tell you what it is, and I will. To serve the awakening community, the awakening yoga or movement or fitness community. So it can be something more general, more detailed, but something that you sense that it's coming up for you, that or you're turning towards. You're pivoting, or you're defining, you're refining what you're doing. So stay here in that awareness, connection, vision, idea, and bring it into your space and stay with it. You can after class write it down, because that's another way to put it on into the physical matter. Stay with it and just see it as a direction that you're moving forward with the permission of your higher self, with the guidance of your higher self. We don't want to move into just empty desires that are not in alignment. Staying here and allowing yourself and your heart to blossom like a lotus, and your third eye to blossom, and to move forward with love. And remember to flow with love, strength, and ease. Namaste.